Good morning, manager. Accessing today's abnormalities log entry. Abnormality log found. F-04-83, Fairy Festival.
The abnormality is similar to a fairy, having two pairs of wings and a small body. They act as a cluster. They use a language we can't understand to communicate with each other. They follow a few employees around when they enter the containment unit, using their special abilities to help heal injuries. Employees call this act Fairies Care. The fairies protect our employees. If you often act out of the goodness of your heart and are a lover of nature, then the fairies will gladly take care of you. Everything will be peaceful when you're under the fairies' care. You can also enjoy the envious glances you'll get from the other employees. Not that it matters, but what if the fairies don't approach you? Then you should reflect on your life. When Emil and I took shifts entering the fairies' containment unit, the fairies didn't hesitate to approach me, only me, never towards Emil. You all know how Emil is. Why, just yesterday he refused to share his snacks with me. He was acting all high and mighty. It is a sacred act to be protected by fairies in any world. However, do not enter the containment unit just to have a bit of fun, to read a few books on them. You'll know that fairies dislike those who take advantage of their kindness.
The corresponding document is only accessible by employees level 4 and higher.
When Walter, who was under the care of the fairies, died in a room of another abnormality, we know some anomalies. His stomach and face were ripped off, and his eyeballs and organs were damaged as if they were eaten by something. Moreover, the containment unit Walter was found in was for an abnormality that uses psychological attacks. Meanwhile, the fairies had someone's blood and flesh smeared all over their mouths. We did not bother to examine them to find out whose flesh and blood it was. In our world, there are only a few outcomes that result from perfect kindness. Having fairies that live in a forest visit you just because they like you, or that you've done many good deeds, is only something that happens in fairy tales. Even though we know this truth, we still sometimes become deluded, thinking that the fairies' care is happening because of all the good deeds we've done, or that the fairies are favoring us because there is something that makes us more special than other employees. The fairies are nothing more than carnivorous monsters, and their protection is their method to keep the meat fresh. When an employee enters another containment unit, they often eat them up, in fear that they'll lose their prey to something else. However, the employees are greatly satisfied by the fairies' care, and we saw a drastic decrease in the accident rate, so we deemed it unnecessary to tell the truth to the employees.
End of log. Good luck on today's work, manager. Face the fear, make the future.